for joining me from another video. If you're joining me for the first time, hello! Well, I have a large doll haul and it is going to probably be a long one. So, you know, get yourself a coffee. If you recognize something, feel free to identify it down in the comments below. Quite a few of them I know what they are, so it's no problem. This is a lot of the dolls I've collected over the last month. Except for I can't find where I put the stack of Monster Highs. If you saw on my Instagram, I got some bunch of Monster High dolls for an NZ $2 each. I can't find those, so I'll throw those into the next haul. There is a great variety of dolls on this one, which is what I'm happy about. You'll see from the vintage dolls to the unusual. Now there's one doll who I haven't set up here, and I'm going to start with her because she's quite large. Let's get into it. Okay, here is my dolly. Oh, she may actually make my favorite find out of this haul, but there is another dolly which I'm super happy with. She's kind of like on league. I'll have a think at the end and say which one's my favorite. When I first saw her, I instantly thought Catherine's collection, which I do have a lot of Catherine's collection dolls. If you've seen my Instagram, you will have seen some of them. Catherine's collection can be quite expensive. It certainly has these character faces and the paper mache feel. I'm not sure if she's wood or paper mache. I'll have to have a better look at her. I only just got her today. She was NZ $35, so I have a conversion down there. I was more than happy to pay that. Honestly, that's less than a LOL OMG doll, and look at the size of this doll. She's absolutely beautiful. So the only issue with her that I can see is that one of her heels has a small dent in. That's a fix. I can fix that either with a color combo clay and then a paint, but I think that what I'm going to do is actually light sand down the heel, because it's enough for me to light sand down that it won't be too noticeable on the other heel, the difference. And the only other problem is some of the paints come off the end of her fingers, which is nothing. That's just basically a flesh paint and a little bit of fingernails. They're not actually damage to the material. Yeah, I think she's paper mache. So again, first thought was that she's a Catherine's collection. I don't think she is. We'll have a look at the details, but look at the clothing. This isn't just, this is a velvet, and then look at the padding inside. It's unbelievable. She's definitely not antique. It's all padded and it's got this fur. Now this isn't fake fur, this is real fur, and you can tell by the leather underneath. This isn't your Forks fur. So, and then there's jewels. I'll bring up the jewels, we'll have a look closer up. If you can think of what sort of doll she is, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so here she is up close. You can see fantastic character face on her. She's all in a stand. She's quite heavy. Actually, she's very heavy. I can't hold her. But all the jewelry seems... This sort of jewelry, I don't know why. I'm thinking 1930s for her, and her earrings. And if you go down here, another reason I think 1930s, because of this fur. Pretty sure this is real fur. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's real. You know, the underside you can tell. And then look at all this jewelry. So there is a lot of detail in her. Her stand at the bottom. She's very, very heavy and she's very tall. So there's her dress inside. She's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to have to hand wash the clothing. So she is my first doll find of the day. I thought Catherine's collection. I don't think so now. Alright, so I've brought up this bag. Now, I got some naked Lalaloopsies. So, generally, naked Lalaloopsies are pretty easy to find. But they always tend to be missing their shoes. So, I have some Lalaloopsies that I want shoes for. So, I brought these ones to see, A, if we have them, and B, if we need shoes for them. So, the big ones cost me $4 each. So, you can see it's the shoes. Naked Lalaloopsies is a real thing in the shops. It's easy to find the dolls. Like I said, they generally don't have their shoes. So, you know, there could be something in the future to hold on to, as it's going to be rarer to find ones with shoes on. So here we got the pink shoes. This one here for $4. I don't think we have this doll, so what I'll do is I'll be putting her in the Lalaloopsy box and looking for her dress. got a small one. Now the small one was $2.50. And I'm pretty sure we already have this little one. I'm going to check if our little one has shoes. She probably does from memory, but I grabbed her just in case because for $2.50, I don't mind completing a doll. And that's everything out of the bag. All right, next. Okay, so I picked up this Asian doll for $10 from the thrift store. It's actually a puppet. So my brother's partner is Indonesian. She says that she thinks she's Thai. She's a Thai, and I'm putting her in with dolls because puppets can slightly go into doll territory, especially when they look like this. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. The reason my brother's partner thought she was Thai because of the shape of the hat, the pointy hat. But look at the work in this. For $10 New Zealand, there is no way the amount of sewing and beads and preparation, you know, she's wooden. I could do this for $10 and I think she's absolutely gorgeous. So she's going on display like a doll for me. I love her. Okay, so I got this doll off the same lady who sold me the first Madam doll. I fell in love with her. She is that rubbery material. I don't know what she is. All she has printed on the back of her neck is the numbers 86. The number 86. But I loved her outfit. And the lady told me that when she picked her up, because she used to be a former doll collector, she had celluloid dolls there, she had Cater dolls, but they had restorations to them, which honestly, for the doll collectability, weren't worth it. Like the celluloid doll, even though it was very, very old, all her fingers were missing. It was just her thumb on one hand, and that sort of stuff is just way too long for me. I take long enough to restore a doll. Anyway. But this one here, I fell in love with how she looked and I asked how much she was. $5 New Zealand. I'll bring her up and we'll have a closer look. She's like a little genie. She's gorgeous. Let's bring her up. So the material she is made out of is that very rubbery feel. Not like a plastic. It's a weird feel to it. I know I have some other dolls. One of my unidentified little girl dolls that I would love to know the maker of is made out of the same sort of material. It's almost like it's not even like a plastic, it's like a rubber. But I just thought her face was gorgeous. I'm going to give her a clean up, and for $5, my goodness, what a bargain. Okay, so I've brought a lot of the smaller dolls forward. We'll go through them as fast as I can because I do ramble. I'm a doll collector. So these are the Nickelodeon Shimmer and Shine dolls. Now I've got quite a few of these because Astra likes them. The funny thing is we have a blue mermaid, we have a couple of blue normal ones of this one. This one here was New Zealand $4. She puts her legs down and can stand, and she puts them together and she can float. Astra actually one day when we first saw our first one said she wanted me to grab them, so I've always been grabbing them if they're different. They're cute little dolls. Not really something I actively look for, but if I see them and they're cheap, I grab them. Okay, and now for a doll line I actually don't like at all, but yet I still grab them and I still show them in my hauls and they still get put into a bucket together. I've never been a fan of Diva Starz. I always look at the top of the line head here. I have some pretty strange looking dolls that I love. And I'm waiting for the day I fall in love with these. I know one of the doll collectors I watch, J Dolls, she loves them and she has a big collection. This one works. We turned it on with batteries and she said, "Hey, what's up? I'm Nikki, blah, blah, blah." And there's got like these electronic points on her, which you can dress her, and she obviously will say different things, and there's a yes, no button down there. I want to like them, but I just can't. I paid New Zealand $1 for her, which is very cheap. I mean, she works. I just wish they had never put this line across the head. I can't not focus on it. Okay, so Hadorables. She doesn't have a price tag on her. I can't remember what I paid. 50 cents tends to ring a bell because she is missing her shoes and most of her accessories. I grab them as placeholders, or I give them away if I already have them. I put them back into the system. She's cute. I like Hadorables. Okay, another doll line I'm not fussed with, and I only brought Starlight Shimmer, I believe it was. I think she's still in box and storage somewhere. I just can't bring myself to open her. They did the revamp of the Equestria Girls, and they made them, I want to say their faces are too wide. Like, they're kind of chubby in the face, and I feel that the change was not a positive one. I'll bring her up and we'll have a look. So I paid New Zealand $2 for her. We don't have her. We love, love, love My Little Ponies. She has her dress on, and you can see the $2 sign there from the thrift store. She doesn't have her shoes. I'll put her in our My Little Pony box. I'm just not a fan of the remake. I think they look really cheap. Alright, so here is, I think, one of the original Fashionistas given the articulation. I don't know if she's in her right clothes. She may be a Raquel, or maybe, I don't think she's a Teresa. The purple in the front of the hair makes me think of Raquel. These were back when I loved Fashionistas, and I wish that they would re-release Fashionistas like this, because they're absolutely beautiful. They've got all the movement. They had amazing, amazing clothes. She came in the same day that I brought the Monster High lot that you guys saw on Instagram. They were $2 each. Everything was $2, which is why I really wanted to show them. But yeah, for $2, what a beautiful Barbie. Okay, so this is an LPS Blythe, or a tiny Blythe, or a mini Blythe, if you like. Not too long ago, I made a comment. It was either on a video or on Instagram. I never find them with shoes. And she comes with her stand and all her clothes. Oh my goodness. So I paid a bit more for because of the shoe situation. I paid $5, New Zealand $5. Plus Blythe is so iconic, and they don't make these little LPS mini Blythes anymore. She's absolutely beautiful. I love her so much. For $5, I thought she was a bargain. Just got to fix that hair. I'm so happy she's got shoes. I know that's a strange thing to get happy over, but I have so many of these mini Blythes. I love them all, but the majority of them are missing their shoes. Okay, two little dollies I found, Cabbage Patch dolls. I know they're figurines, technically more figurines, but I collect Cabbage Patch dolls as well. You will have seen them in other hauls and on Instagram, definitely. These were 50 cents each. I've thrown them in here. They need a good scrub. They need a good scrub. They may be 1980s ones, I'm not entirely sure, probably, but when I saw them, I was so excited. I had to have them. Isn't she gorgeous, this big one? And for 50 cents, what a bargain. Next, I managed to find, in two different shopping trips, two very, very similar Our Generation girls. Now, this doll here you might recognize. I got her for, she needs a bit of a scrub on her arms, $8 New Zealand. This one I paid $15 New Zealand for, and I'll show why in a moment. I actually restored one of her from recently, so she hasn't gone into storage yet. But if you see here, so I conditioned her hair, I re-waved it, got it all so you can throw into clone fill, there's no things. And then I made her this red dress with this jacket, and she's got a little, you know, Shopkin apple bag. She's a farmer girl. Put some shoes on her. So I restored her. The way you can recognize her is the freckles under her nose. So now I've got another one of her. So I don't know what I'm going to do to restore this one. I love Our Generation girls, and I love 18-inch dolls, and that I like to make clothes for them and turn them into something else. She's gorgeous. She's actually got pigtails at the side, so I might keep her pigtails. There's a sign for $3.99 on her. She wasn't $3.99, she was $8 New Zealand. Yeah, so I've got another one of her. So I might go from, you know, I did the other one as a country girl. She can be a city girl. She can be modern and fab, and then I'll have like two sisters with two different styles of life. So I paid NZ $15 for her. She's got the baby doll eyes. She is one, and her hair does work. It is a lot of work for me. That's why I'm going to take my time brushing it and resetting it. She is one of the ones that basically you wind up the hair and you push to release the hair. She has super duper long hair and lots of it. I actually want one with super duper long hair. I'm thinking of doing an Our Generation Rapunzel. So yeah, that's her. They're pretty much the similar looks to them, apart from one has freckles and one doesn't. And from my bigger dollies, I got this little troll doll. It was $2.50. I thought I paid $1 for it. It may have been on special. Sometimes they have at the thrift stores, if they get overrun here, they do like 50% off plushies or 50% off dolls, you know, on the day. I think I don't know. I may have paid the $2.50 for her. I'd have to look on Instagram. I'll have the price I paid underneath. She's got a bit of a tummy button issue, and I definitely have the sleepy pink troll doll. I have the blue one as well. So I'm going to nip off her slumber thing. If she was good condition, I really loathe customizing dolls that, you know, someone else can have to add to their collection, but she's not. She's got a few issues like a scrape on her eye and definitely some tummy issues here. So I'll make her into something else and something nicer. Okay, I've brought the camera down. Before I get into, I have decided that Madam is going to have to be my second favorite doll, because this is definitely my favorite doll find for the month. These are basically thrift store bags where they have a price on them. Quite often, some of them you'll see, you know, you've got to kind of fish through them. There's a lot of McDonald's toys on them and a lot of junk sort of thing thrown into them. This one here, I'm going to start with. These aren't really dolls, these are action figures, but I'm throwing them in here. Blake likes playing with his army men sets. These are action men, but this bag was $4, and I didn't buy it for the army men. I actually bought it for, there was a heap of art supplies in here, which Blake's taken, felt tip pens, Smiggles gear. There was brand new Smiggles gear in here, and if you're from New Zealand or Australia, you'll know how expensive that stuff is. I bought it for that, and I got left with these two guys. So, yeah. If some of our Barbies feel like a more articulated buff kin, they have ankle movement, knee movement, hip movement, they can rotate, even got wrist movement, arm movement. They're very, very Montreal looking. I mean, look at me, ladies. Ho, ho. Who wants Ken when they can have me, sort of thing. I'm just going to leave them for Blake. He can play army men with them. So this one here is different again. Another action man, I think. I think that's an action man. I really don't know. I'm not really an action man. This one's definitely action man. I don't know what this is. If you know what this is, let me know. He's a Mattel doll, or whatever he is. This guy's definitely action man. He's got his scars and whatnot. I used to, when I was younger, for one of my male dolls, I had one of the original action men that had a little lever behind it from the 1980s, and you moved his eyes. It was either 1970s or 1980s. And his eyes would move from side to side, and he had the, you know, the fuzzy hair. I wish I'd kept that guy. He was really cool. He was one of my Barbie's boyfriends. So this guy doesn't have as much articulation as the other one. He has snap knees, but he doesn't have the wrist or ankle things. Again, he's an army man. My boy can have him. Moving on to this one. So, this one here was $1.50 for this bag. You will know immediately if you've been a watcher of my doll hauls why I brought this. There's a Crib Life doll in there. I love Crib Life dolls. I love the controversy behind them. I love to collect them. And she's a brunette with blue eyes. The camera wants to focus. Come on, camera, be my friend. I love her. There's Crib Life painted on her butt. For $1.50, I was happy to get her. So that was that one. Then also in here, there is a little Kelly doll with very fuzzy hair. She is going to need a spa day one day. She's got the most gorgeous little outfit on her. It's like almost, it's got little teddy bears on. It's almost PJ-ish, but I don't think it is meant to be PJ-ish. Missing her shoes. I actually found a bunch of Kelly doll shoes, which is really cool. Found it the other day when I was doing a bit of a haul, a cleanup, I should say. And then this might be some Barbie McDonald's toy. I'm not really interested in this. That can go back to the thrift stores. So that was $1.50 for that lot. This bag here was $2. So who did I buy this for? That first dolly. Definitely not this one. I think this is a Sparkle Girl. I don't collect Sparkle Girls. I don't like them. There's dolls that I don't like the Diva Starz, which I'll pick up and I'll put away because, you know, I might change my mind later on. I haven't for many years. But Sparkle Girls is one of those dolls I don't like. I don't buy them. I give them back to the thrift stores, so she can go. Then we have this Barbie. Normally like the, what are they, the Kelly play sets or something. So their t-shirts are painted on. Cute little French bulldog on it, but she's missing her skirts or her shorts. I really like her, but her hair is sticky as, so she needs a spa day like that one. They actually could be sisters, don't you reckon? They're cute. But the reason I grabbed this $2 bag, you can see there's $2 printed on her legs, is for this Barbie. Now, who are you, my dear? If you know who she is, let me know. She's got clicky legs. She's got brown heeled boots on. Yeah, I think she might be 1980, either late 1980s, early 1990s, just looking at her face, but I'm not entirely sure. Printing on the back. Let's bring her up and have a look. Here she is up close. This is her face. Love her smile. Love the style of the Barbies back then. They need to bring back this Barbie style. It was unique. It was gorgeous when Barbie was her strongest, before they went through a bit of a pleasing soccer mum phase. She's missing her rings. But yeah, I absolutely love her. And one thing with Barbies, I see this time and time again in the markets. People that try and say the date down here, like 1966, is the date of the Barbie. That's not. That's just the date of the mold. Okay, but for now, let's continue on with this one. This one here is $3. So we grab this for the Barbies. It's my daughter who loves the Barbies. I like Barbies. So she's had a haircut. Oh dear Astra, she has had a real bad haircut. Some lovely's taken to her. Okay, so she's run out of battery too. I think she would have been one of the ones with the long skirts. Little disappointed, as this was the most expensive bag, and I think Astra grabbed her for her, but she obviously hasn't checked the hair. Let's bring her up. Someone's being very modern in her haircut. But I'm pretty sure she would have had a long skirt. This is definitely a bag. And she's got a slight chew. Yeah, this might be like, it's not really a dolly disaster. Sometimes this just happens. Kids don't check them over as good as us adults do. It's just generally pretty good. But yeah, this one will probably be going back to the thrift store. Some other lovely can have her. And then this one here. Please be good. Oh, that's all right. She's okay. She can make it back. Oh, I have Barbie wings. In my secondhand doll accessory box, I have spare Barbie wings with this butterfly on. So I wonder if I can make a match. That would be fantastic. So this is obviously a Barbie fairy of some sort. She's got a nice face there. Bit strong on the makeup, but still cute. Going down to here, she has a skirt. A lot of them missing their skirts. She's missing her shoes. But more so than that, I'm interested if I can make a match with this. That's all right. I would have preferred, I always tend to do $2 for a Nud Barbie and $1 to $3 for a nudie Barbie, depending on if they got accessories, and $5 if they have all their clothes and are pretty good for secondhand Barbies. So that is all the blind bags. Let's get on to my favorite doll. So the last doll that I'm going to show is my favorite find of the week. No, I did not get her at the markets or the thrift stores. I wish. We were passing, I was out with some family and we were passing an antique store. We went inside. I was actually looking at Beswick. I have a large collection of porcelain Beswick animal figurines. Which was my original passion until I brought them when Beswick was at an all-time low and they started to creep up, you know, so I did very well on that collection. I can easily say that if I sold my collection, I'd get double the money, but I don't buy to sell things. It's not really my style. I went in and there was an elderly guy in this antiques and collectible store, and behind him were two of these dolls. Now these dolls are Pedigree dolls. They are made in New Zealand in the 1960s. Generally, they have a metal mechanical mechanism to them. They were called I think the big ones were called walkie-talkie dolls, and as you walk them, they'd talk and their eyes would move. This is one of the smaller dolls. I'll show the thing at the back, but you can see that her eyes kind of moves. What got me with her was, look, a lot of them don't work. She's working pretty good because what happens is, because they got metal mechanical things inside, the metal over time, and a lot of the dolls I've restored has actually rusted, so their eyes don't look side to side on some of them that are meant to. Their heads don't move like they're meant to, you know, or their legs no longer do the walkie-talkie thing. I've not come across one yet where the talker still works. So she's got a talkie in her too. Here's where you'll see Pedigree, made in New Zealand. They are one of my favorite vintage dolls. They're not antique dolls. Antique is 100 plus, and quite often I see them listed as antique dolls. They're not antique, they're vintage. They're one of my favorite vintage dolls, and I've shown some of them I've been working on Instagram. I don't do most of my restorations on Instagram. I don't have time, to be honest, but there's some that I've been working on. So generally they would come like this, and what would happen is that a girl would choose a little wig, a little lovely, and then they would glue the wig to the doll. So as time went on, the mechanicals inside rusted, and the glue that they used, the majority of dolls I've seen, would turn yellow and sticky and gross and need a lot of fixing over time. But she is in really good condition, and I absolutely love that. They're baby dolls, so they'll close their eyes when they go to sleep. They are really fantastic dolls. Come on, sweetheart, wake up. There we go. Got her to wake up. But yeah, and when I saw her moving like this, I squealed. Now, I paid $60 New Zealand for her, which I consider a bargain for a beautiful working Pedigree doll, and she is my favorite from this doll haul. I hope I brought a lot of variety to this one. You know, generally it's Bratz and Barbies and Monster High. I hope I brought a lot of different dolls, a lot of different things to this one. I'm sorry that I'm lagging a little behind last week. I didn't get a video out. But, you know, sometimes life happens, and Halloween's coming up, which is a big event in my house. If you love doll hauls, please give this video a thumbs up. If you can identify any of the dolls, let me know in the comments below. I always appreciate it. I still get identifications on videos that are years old, and I always appreciate it. There's a big chance I've already identified them if they've, you know, been gone a year to 2 years already, but I appreciate it because it always confirms and always helps. I hope you have a lovely day, ladies, with your collections. See you in the next video. Bye bye.